Hi, I'm Hannah, and I did 10 sessions of Ampli Fitness with Orshi in home fitness. I didn't know a lot about it, but I knew it was sort of this weird electric technology, and that it could be used for sort of rehabilitation, sort of physiotherapy kind of style after injuries, but also for pro athletes to kind of help keep their muscle tone good, and to build muscle. So for me personally, I don't think I fit into either of those categories. I used to have a very rigorous exercise routine. I used to work out every day, and I got lazy and I stopped doing that. I lost my motivation and just sort of couldn't be bothered anymore. I kind of fell out of love with exercising. And once you lose your motivation, it becomes very difficult to get it back. There's always something more important to do than go to the gym. You don't have the time, it's too expensive, all that kind of stuff. So Ampli Fitness appealed to me as a novel way of getting myself back on track, fitness-wise. So, I mean, each session is only 20 minutes, and it's one-to-one, so you don't feel quite so humiliated. You're not the worst person in the class, or rather, you are the worst person in the class, but you're also the best person in the class. And the only person in the room that's going to judge you is yourself, because Orshi as a trainer has been through kind of a horrific rehabilitation from being unable to walk. So for her as a mentor, she was really awesome, because she's benefited from the training a lot, and she's a great example of why it works. But she also doesn't judge at all. She's very understanding. She's very caring, and she's definitely sort of spiritually and mentally just really non-judgmental. She made me feel super comfortable. And also her conversation's great, and so going to a 20-minute session of Ampli Fitness, as well as kind of the between 400 and 800 calories that it said I burnt each workout, it was also really fun catching up with Orshi, because she's great to chat to, and very interesting, and we always had stuff to talk about. There was never a dull moment. So the reality of putting on this kind of weird suit, which has sensors on your pecs, your back, your stomach, your arms, your legs, and your bum, the sensation is really weird. It feels like you're in a jacuzzi and kind of the pressure's been turned up a bit too high. It's not unpleasant, it's just weird. I guess kind of when it really gets going, sometimes it can tingle and it feels a little bit like acupuncture, if that makes any sense. This electricity pumped through you, which actually it made me feel like a drunk baby. It was difficult to sort of do any kind of movement at all, and I think that's again one of the benefits and why the exercise is so is so good, because it kind of forces your muscles to kind of contract and expand, and when you're trying to use them whilst they're already being trained, it makes the exercise a lot harder. Like even just doing a plank or some squats, I found really tricky, and so you kind of know it's working. I think initially I felt quite nervous, because obviously I didn't know what to expect, but of course Orshi put me at ease, which is very much appreciated, especially kind of one of my main fears of exercise and getting back and motivated and into the swing of things is being kind of the fat, unfit person in the class, and just feeling generally humiliated. So having a one-on-one session is always a nice way of doing things. Now I feel a lot more positive. I feel a lot more motivated. I got exactly what I want from the training, which was to kickstart me back into getting fit, keeping fit, into the routine of exercising again. I think the biggest difference was my cellulite and kind of my lumps and bumps. I felt that after a few sessions, I noticed that my skin had tightened and felt a lot more toned, particularly around my thighs. And so for me, after sort of 20-minute sessions, I noticed a difference and I felt a lot better for it. Now I definitely feel like I'm back on track, and I'm looking forward to getting back into the swing of things. I'd recommend Orshi as a mentor, or for kind of her Ampli Fitness training, because she's very patient, she's very understanding, she's non-judgmental, and she's very considerate, and she's also very intuitive. She can tell when you've had a bad day, and she'll give you an easier type of Ampli Fitness session. But she pushes you when you need pushing as well. So I think overall she's very balanced. But as I said, kind of very intuitive too. Very in tune with her clients, which I'm very grateful for. Thank you.